the wind that scraped across. The dust rock plains was rough, enough to peel the past off a man, but Jack Calder rode through it like a knife through old leather. He was a cowboy with no place left to go. His ranch burned, his savings gone, and his trail companions long buried. Dust Rock Ranch, owned by the ruthless cattle baron Silas Bragg, was his last gamble, the only place hiring men who looked as worn and tired as their horses. Silas met him at the gate, a tall brute with a beard like steel wool, eyes sharp enough to slice a man's confidence clean off. "You want work?" Silas growled. "Work I can give, but loyalty, that comes with a price." Jack didn't flinch. "Name it." Silas looked him over, then said a sentence that would twist Jack's fate forever. "Marry my daughter or leave." Everyone in the territory knew of Eliza Bragg, the ugly daughter, the girl hidden behind curtains, kept from sunlight as if shame itself needed shelter. Rumor said her face was twisted, haunted, frightening enough to scatter a pack of wolves. Cowboys who joked about her ended up mysteriously fired or missing. Jack stared at Silas, trying to read the truth. "Why me?" Silas answered with a low grunt. "You're a drifter. No roots, no history. You'll do as you're told. My daughter will not die alone on this ranch." Jack wanted to refuse. He wanted to turn around, gallop the other direction, and let the desert swallow him whole. But he had no money, no home, no family, and no future. A roof and purpose, even one wrapped in mystery, were more than he had yesterday. "I'll meet her," Jack finally said. Silas smirked like a man who already won. "You'll marry her at sunrise tomorrow. Meeting her comes after." Jack froze. "I marry her before even seeing her?" Silas stepped closer, smelling of whiskey and dust. "That's the deal. You walk away and you're done. Not just here. Every ranch in the territory gets word you're trouble." Jack's jaw tightened. It wasn't a choice. It was a trap. But a cowboy survives traps by walking through them, calmly, carefully, ready for the moment they snap. So he agreed. That night the ranch hands whispered behind his back. Some pitied him. Some laughed. Some warned him in hushed tones, "Don't lift her veil too quickly." Some say men faint. Some say Silas keeps her locked up for a reason. Some say she ain't even human. Jack ignored them. Whatever truth hid behind the veil, it couldn't be worse than the emptiness he carried inside. At sunrise under the orange sky, Jack stood before a small wooden altar behind the barn. The veil over the bride's face was long, opaque, heavy. He couldn't even see the outline of her eyes. She trembled slightly through her gloves, but when Jack gently touched her hand, she didn't pull away. The wedding was short, spoken by the old ranch preacher, who never looked up from his dusty Bible. Silas stood behind them like a judge watching a sentence unfold. When the final prayer ended, Silas nodded. Jack reached forward. His fingers hesitated for half a heartbeat. Then he lifted it, and what he saw shocked him so deeply he forgot how to breathe. Eliza Bragg was not ugly. She was stunning, breathtaking in a way the harsh world didn't deserve. Skin smooth as morning light, eyes fierce but gentle, features soft yet strong. The only flaw, if one dared call it that, was a faint scar trailing down her cheek, thin as a thread, barely visible unless sunlight kissed it. Jack stepped back, stunned. This is a mistake," he whispered. Eliza lowered her gaze, voice quiet as the rustling grass. "I'm sorry. My father told you I was ugly, didn't he?" Jack nodded, confused. Silas's jaw tightened, but he said nothing. Eliza took a breath. "I'm hidden not because of my face," she said, "but because of what the scar represents. The Bragg family has enemies, dangerous ones. Years ago, bandits attacked the ranch. They marked me. Father believes anyone who sees me will try to use me against him." Jack looked at Silas sharply. The man's harshness, his desperation, began to make a grim kind of sense. "Why lie?" Jack asked him. Silas's eyes softened for the first time. "Because every cowboy who sees her beauty wants her for the wrong reasons. I needed a man who would treat her with respect before seeing her face." Eliza stepped forward. "I know this isn't fair to you. If you want out of the marriage, I understand." Jack took a moment, a long one. He thought of all he lost, and all he might gain. Eliza was kind, intelligent, braver than anyone gave her credit for. And her beauty wasn't what struck him. It was the strength in her voice. When she spoke truth, the resilience in her eyes, the quiet dignity in how she carried a wound meant to break her. I'm not leaving, Jack said firmly. Not now. Silas exhaled, tension draining from his broad shoulders. But the moment of peace shattered when gunshots echoed across the prairie. Bandits, the same ones who scarred Eliza. They rode toward Dust Rock Ranch with torches and hatred. In an instant, Jack drew his revolver. Silas grabbed his rifle. Eliza ducked behind the fence, but not out of fear. She reached into a hidden crate and pulled out a shotgun with confidence that shocked Jack. You can shoot? He asked. She smirked. Better than my father. The battle roared like thunder. Jack fought beside Silas. But it was Eliza who changed everything. Her aim precise, her courage blazing. By dusk, the enemy fled, leaving the ranch standing strong. As the dust settled, Silas put a heavy hand on Jack's shoulder. You fought for us, he said. Not many would. Jack looked at Eliza, still breathing hard. Shotgun in hand, fire in her eyes. I wasn't fighting for the ranch, he answered. I was fighting for my wife. Eliza's cheeks warmed, but she didn't look away. That night, as the stars spread across the sky, Jack realized something he never expected. He hadn't been trapped by Silas Bragg. He had been led, guided toward a woman whose strength and spirit matched his own. And as he stood beside her, watching the ranch lights flicker like lanterns of hope, he whispered words meant not just for her, but for anyone who dared to believe in unexpected endings. Some things look like curses until you lift the veil. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more thrilling, emotional, and unforgettable tales. Your support helps keep these stories coming.